This is going to be a real quick video to show you how to write exams in Blackboard, just down and dirty. There are many other simple ways and can get much more complicated, but I've got 3 type questions that I'm going to put in this quick quiz, and I'm making a different video than the one I had earlier for Ms. Barnett because I had an error in it, and so I'm going to go ahead and show the right way. So we're going to start. When you get into your class, you're going to go down to Course Tools. You want to expand it by clicking on the arrow so it will show you more choices. In theory, it will show you, there it goes, show you more choices. Then select Test, Surveys, and Pools. What we're going to do first is to create a pool for the questions to come from. And for some reason my computer is running real slow. There it goes. So you will then click on the Test, Surveys, and Pools. Click on Pools to add a pool. Now you can use multiple pools on a single test. For the sake of this kind of emergency situation, let's keep it simple and just use one pool per test. So we're going to build a pool. First thing you're going to give it is a name, and I'm just going to call this example. Oops, though I can't type. And that's all you need to do. Hit submit. You don't need any other information on this down and dirty one. So now you can upload questions in any other ways, and in the future I'd be willing to show you all how to do this, but for the sake of this one, we're going to simply build 3 types of questions from scratch. We're going to start with the true-false question, and well, if I can get my mouse in the right position to click on it, there it is. It's true-false right there at the bottom. You may not have been able to see it because it was kind of below the end of the screen, but I selected true-false. I have another document open with my test questions. We're going to assume this is a true-false question. You will highlight the question. You're going to need to use the keyboard shortcuts because Blackboard does not allow you to use the mouse or to paste things. In the Word document you can, but I'm going to go ahead and use, to put it into the clipboard, you hit the Control and C key at the same time. Then you're going to navigate back to your Blackboard page, and you're going to click in the question text and hit Control V to paste it. Now you will look at the answers, and it will either be true, false. We're going to say this one is false. We'll click on false. Down here at the bottom, you hit submit. You can add as many true, false questions as you like, but they will be done the same manner. The next type question I'm going to show you is a multiple choice. So again, go up to Create Question, scroll down to Multiple Choice. Now we're going to get the question. Again, we're going to go back and get our question from the our document that we already written. Highlight it. You're going to hit Control C. Then you're going to come back to this document in Blackboard. In the question text, Control V. That will put your question in there. Now, in this case, we've got 4 options. That's pretty standard, so I'll leave it at 4 options. We go back to our document, get option number 1, and then navigate back to answer number 1, Control V. We're then going to scroll down to option number 2. Again, going back to our document, highlighting the second answer, Control C to put it into the clipboard. Back to the number 2 answer, Control V to paste it in. We'll go to the third answer, and we're going to go with the highlighting it, Control C, returning here, Control V. And while we're at it, I saw that this was the correct answer, so when you have the correct answer, you want to just click on the little circle next to the answer. That indicates that is the correct answer. Now I'm going to go grab the final answer, and we'll highlight it, Control C, return to the document, Control V. Now we've got it in here. To recap, you want to paste your question into the question text, paste each of your options, or type your options into the answers 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then make sure the radio button next to the correct answer has a dot in it indicating that is the correct answer. Once you have done that, click Submit. And again, you will do this for each and every multiple choice question. The third type question I had asked was going to be a matching question. This is the one we had a mistake on, and we're simply going to give instructions in the top. Match the color to the fruit. Again, you could cut and paste this material from another document if you had. Then you're going to put the two items that are going to match. Question answer part 1, we're going to go orange. Orange. Whoops. We're going to go red apple for the second answers, question and answer. We're going to go yellow banana for the third one. Well, I'm clicking in here and it's not showing up. The mouse isn't because this scroll bar is down. So move it back up to the top, and then there's my scroll bar or cursor. I mean, so I'm going to do whoops. I'm going to type wrong. And then the last choice, we're going to go with purple grape. You can also add some choices, use that are not the answer. So if you wanted to give them 5 choices and one of them is not correct, you can add that. The main thing that you want to do, I found, is you want to make you click on this item down here, order item answers randomly, so that they're going to show up in different orders. And the way we had it, they were showing up right next to each other. Once you have done all that, click submit. Now those questions, if you're going to give the question 2-point value, there were 4 of them there. They're all going to be worth 2 points each. You can alternately set it up, since it's 4 different answers, as I'm sorry, they'd be worth, if we have it as a 2-point question, they'd be worth 0.5 each. You can also set it up so that they are worth the full 2 points each. However you want to set it up, that's kind of up to you. If you wanted it to count as one question, then it would be worth the same thing everything else is. Okay, once you've got all your questions in there, you will click OK. It is now saved. Now we're going to have to go deploy this. I say it's saved. There it goes. Wherever you're going to put your exams, and I have an exam tab on mine. It could be in your weekly content, your course materials, wherever. You're going to have a folder for that. Click on that folder. Come up here to the top where you have build content, assessments, and so forth. Select test. We are going to create a test. So click on create. You will then give it a name, and we're going to call it example. And we're going to simply submit. Hits the submit button right here. And it is now loaded. You could have put some material telling you it was on it and so forth. But again, for this situation, I think we want to keep it as simple as possible. Again, we're going to use a single pool, but we're going to use it. We're going to go into reuse questions. We're going to go create random block. We are going to scroll down and find our pool. You won't have a whole lot of pools in yours, so I will simply go example. Hopefully this is the right one. I didn't realize I had 2 examples in there. Then you will need to click on question types and click on all question types so that they all show up. That's a mistake I make all the time, not clicking it, and then you don't have anything there. Once that's occurred, you may have to expand your screen out to find the submit button. But once you do, you hit submit, and it will put those questions into a pool. You can ask all the questions in the pool or just some of them. We're going to go ahead and answer all of them. And we're going to then give it a point value of 3.333, which will get us close to 100. We're going to tell it to ask 3 questions. However many you want. And again, that. Oh, I'm sorry. It should have been 33, not 3. So there. So we got 99.999. You get 50 questions, 2 points each, and you'll be there. And I kind of misspoke. If you've got the matching questions in a single pool, the whole matching is going to be worth whatever the points are. If you wanted to give them more points value, you'd have to put them in a separate block. So, otherwise they're going to be worth the same amount as any of the other questions. Well, once you are done with this step, you'll click OK. The test is built, but it has not been deployed. In this box right here, make sure that it has been highlighted. Hit Submit. And now you will set up all the parameters for the test. First thing you're going to need to do is make sure that it is available. And you can click on multiple attempts if you want to allow them more than one attempt. If not, if they try it and their system crashes, you'll have to delete the one out that they worked on and then go in there, and then they'd be allowed to take it again. You can set a timer right here. Set your timer. If you've got 50 questions, I set mine for a minute per question. That gives them plenty time. We use a little less than a minute per question in the police academy, but they all finish it. If you want to set the date and time for the exam during your class hours, you set the start and end time here. You can also set a due date in this section right here. Alternatively, you could just leave the exam as not available to the students, and whenever you're ready to give the exam, go inside and enable it, and then disable it as soon as the exam's over. Alternatively, you can add a password in here. That's what I use and will be using for my classes. They're going to have to know the password. They'll have to log in to Collaborate and get the password from me. I'll have it up on a screen there. Finally, or not finally, the next thing is after the submission, you can allow them to see the question and the scores. You can have them see the answers, see the correct answer, see the submitted answer. I believe Miss Barnett said she wanted to just let them see their score and leave it at that. Then you have the option of letting them see all the questions at once or one at a time. If they're one at a time, you can prohibit it backtracking so they can't go back up. Once you've made your choices, click on Submit. And now your exam is ready to go. So we'll come down here to your bottom. If you had not enabled it, we're going to set it up here without the date and time. When you're ready to enable it, you just click this down arrow here, click on Make Unavailable or Make Available. I had it available already, so I'm going to now make it back available. When it's available, the students will see it. When it's not, they will not see it. Now we'll go here to the example, and I'll show you how the test works. First screen that comes up when they click tells them the time limit and so forth. You click Begin. In this case, we left all the questions in order, and you go in there and answer all the questions very simply. Well, hopefully I won't fail this test. And once they are done, they'll hit Save and Submit. It will give them a little confirmation window telling them whether or not they've answered all the questions. It'll come up and tell them how long it took them to take the test. When they click OK there, it will give them their results. And in this case, I made a 99.99, so that was pretty good. Well, that's it. I told you we'd be brief and simple, and we'll go from there. If you have any questions, please call me, and we'll work our way through this as best we can.